Welcome back to another edition of the Chant Pod, presented by Revolution Mortgage. I'm Sam Wiederhaft. Well, if you were with us for the football game on Saturday, that was a wild one. Rain nonstop, but you know what? The Chants love the rain. Coastal grabbed their second win in Sunbelt play, 23-8 over ULM. They're now second in the East Division, and to talk to us about it is running back Ja'Vin Simpkins. He was a part of a rushing attack that gained 286 yards on the ground and really led the Chants to victory. With this being rivalry week against the school in Boone, Ja'Vin talks to us about how passionate this team is and the momentum they have going into Saturday's game. Let's hear from him. Here's my interview with Ja'Vin Simpkins. We're back on the surf turf after the Chanticleers took down ULM last Saturday, 23-8, the final, and talking with running back Ja'Vin Simpkins on the Chant Pod, presented by Revolution Mortgage. Ja'Vin, appreciate you coming on.
No problem, man. Got to be here.
Saturday was just unbelievable, right? A ton of rain. We get the win over ULM, 23-8, but just take me through how much fun that was to play in an environment like that.
Nah, I mean, I kind of wish the fans were there because it was definitely fun playing in the rain. Yeah, it was wet and stuff like that. It was hard to, grip the ball, but it's fun to play in the rain, especially the juice we had on the sideline. Just because it was raining, I think it just made the energy, 10 times better.
Yeah, I talked about it on the broadcast. It was like a bring your own energy kind of game. So just tell me how you guys came out and really just had to fuel yourselves in a game like that.
Coming out knowing that since it was raining, we weren't going to have any fans, and that's kind of been our thing, the whole, going into that week, bring your own juice, bring your own energy. So we knew we had to do that. We even had a juice squad of guys just having towels, just bringing energy, because energy gives momentum. You know what I'm saying? When you see people on the sideline just giving a lot of energy, if we feed off that, and it helps us play better for sure.
From both teams, we saw the ball hit the turf quite a few times. Yeah. Just take me through some of the challenges that kind of environment presented.
Yeah, of course, just dealing with the ball, handling the ball is tough. So we tried to emphasize ball security a lot, knowing it was going to be a rain game. So leading up to the game, we had wet balls in practice and stuff like that, just to help deal with the weather in that case. You know what I'm saying? But it's tough to play in the rain. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to play in the rain, but it's tough to play in the rain. And dealing with that, we just had to try to lock in on ball security as much as we could.
Yeah, you guys handled it really well. You yourself had 10 carries for 63 yards. The offense as a whole, 286 rushing yards,
yes,
which was the most in the game since 2021. Yeah. Tell me about what the game plan was like going into Saturday.
Well, so the whole week we knew it was going to be a rainy game. So knowing that, we knew that we were going to get the ball a lot, especially talking about the running back room. So the game plan was just run the ball, get them all in the box and get them all stacked in the box and then take shots. You know what I'm saying? So going into that, we knew we was going to run the ball a lot, and that's what we did.
Mm-hmm. And one thing I noted on the broadcast on Saturday was the fact that you and a few other guys went with no gloves.
Yeah.
Take me through what that approach was for you.
So going into pregame, I tried to wear the gloves just to see if I could, because I love wearing gloves. And it was just not working for me, you know what I'm saying? The ball was already slippery, and then it was slipping out my hand and getting punched out. So I was like, no, I'm rocking no gloves for the game. I wanted to get my wrist tape, but by the time I tried to get my wrist tape, my arms were soaked. Mm-hmm. So I couldn't even get my wrist tape just to kind of stop and prevent the water from going down my arms a little bit. So yeah, the no gloves was the go for sure.
Yeah, just had to do what you had to do.
Yeah.
Just deal with it the best way possible. There's been some struggle from the offense this year, but just going back to Saturday's game, what do you think you guys proved as a unit?
That once we click offensively, I feel like throughout the season we had one group doing good, and then we weren't playing with all 11 on the field. Yeah. But I feel like we proved that when we're playing as a team or as an offense, that we can beat anybody. We can move the ball and we can score whenever we want, when we don't shoot ourselves in the foot and when everybody's playing together. So I feel like we proved that once we play together, that we could do whatever we want offensively.
Mm-hmm. One of the big storylines from Saturday was the fact that starting quarterback Tad Hudson went down in the first quarter. Samari Collier comes in, takes over the game the rest of the way. Just what did you notice being his running back about how well he ran the offense on Saturday?
I feel like he just complemented everything that we was already doing when it came to the game plan. Like I said before, the game plan was to run the ball, and he could use his legs a lot. So when things weren't there in the passing game, he just used his legs and he got what he could, and it helped so much in the game. He scored that big touchdown just using his legs and just being physical. So I feel like the type of quarterback he is, being a real dual threat quarterback, it helped the offense as a whole, and it helps me a lot too. So.
Yeah. On the other side of the ball, defense has had some really good performances. Saturday, another dominant performance. When you're on the sideline watching that, just kind of what's going through your head?
We got to put up points. That's my thing.
Right.
I know I'm so confident in the defense that I know that they're going to hold teams to small amounts of points, if any. So my whole thing is, okay, I know the defense gonna get us some stops, so let's make sure we put points up. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I ever feel when I'm on the sideline. Like, okay, I know defense out there. We gotta go help them out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But they always ball, and we feed off them a lot too. When they make team go 3 and out and they get turnovers and they have teams 3rd and 20 and stuff like that just brings the energy and the momentum of the game up for us. So.
Let's talk about this running back room. Yourself, Jalen John, Dominic Nicely, Javon Edwards, all pretty interchangeable. I mean, all you guys get a lot of touches throughout the game. What's the relationship like between all you guys in that room?
So this is my 3rd year here, and I'll probably say this is the closest running back room I've been in. Just like having these guys around, like nobody hates on each other. Like we all want to see each other win. And when you got a group like that, like it makes everybody play better because we compete every day. And it's not an envy thing, it's I want to see you get better. It's iron sharpen iron.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we so close off the field, and it helps us play better together on the field. So,
I mean, you mentioned this being your 3rd year. How have you kind of taken more of a leadership role in that room to try and help, those younger guys?
So yeah, like I was just about to talk about that. So like we have Dom and Javon, like they're 2 freshmen, and I know how it was for me my freshman year. So I just try to give them all the tips to the game that I picked up since I've been in college, and it translates for them. And they're like sponges, man. They really like sponges. They soak up all information. Like they really listen because they want to get better.
Yeah.
And coming from high school, and they early enrolled, so they got a head start. And coming from high school, the stuff they learned, the way they're playing, like they pick up stuff so fast, and they willing to learn. So just giving them tips and stuff all the time, and we watch film, and I go over like. They come over to my house, I go over to their house, and we watch film together, and we just break down the game. I'm trying to really help them understand football on another level. I'm just take it up a notch. Like, the basics is cool, but you could break down stuff so much, and they picking that up, and it's helping they play.
Yeah. Talking with Coastal Junior running back Ja'Vin Simpkins on the Chant Pod, presented by Revolution Mortgage. Ja'Vin, how much has this year meant to you just to get back on the field after just playing 3 games last year and being hurt most of the season?
Man, it meant everything. Like, last year, I worked so hard in fall camp just to get a starting job, and then for me to go down and miss the season like that, it was hard. So, and it made me appreciate the game so much more that it was taken away from me like that, and then I get another chance and make me just cherish the sport so much. Like, I make sure every play count. I try to just take everything one play at a time and just don't take it for granted. So I'm just glad to be back on the field.
Take me through that injury, because it was what was the William and Mary game is when you got hurt, and just take me through what happened and what last year kind of taught you.
Last year taught me a lot. So on that play, it was outside zone, and I just fell wrong, and a guy rolled up on my leg, and I fractured my fibula. But just like being in that situation, having the guys I had at that time, they helped me get through it. And I was in a dark spot, but I learned so much about myself on how to handle certain situations and just to keep moving forward. You know what I'm saying? And like, God put me in that position for a reason, and to not let it affect me in a negative way, to make it a positive out of it. That's the main thing I learned from it, is to just keep moving forward, for sure.
And Ja'Vin, I mean, you've mentioned that this is your 3rd year here. In those 3 years, how do you think that you've improved as a running back, as a football player, and as a person through these 3 years?
I become a man, I say, just the coaching staff. And as a player, like something I wasn't used to in high school was just pass blocking and blocking in general. So like one thing I make a stand on is that if you can't block, you can't play. So to be able to block, like everybody who's in college can run the ball. If you play running back, you can run the ball, but it's what can you do without the ball in your hands? How can you protect the quarterback? How can you protect the receivers? You know what I'm saying? So that's like one of my biggest things, just making sure I can help protect in the offense.
Yeah. How has that role kind of changed a little bit with Drew Hollingshead stepping in now as the first-year offensive coordinator? Have you noticed yourself blocking more? Have you noticed yourself trying to get open more? I mean, how has that kind of all changed?
I think it's changed for sure, but I think it's changed for the better.
Yeah.
Like, it's making me a more polished back in a way. Just being in the passing game a lot more, for one, and then we still run the ball a ton, as you can see. Like, we run the ball a lot still, so it's not even like too much of a big drastic change, but just being in the passing game more, just being more in the scheme, not just getting handoffs. So that's one thing I can say for sure. You
were one of Tim Beck's first signees back in January of 2023.
Yep.
Coming from Miami, Florida, why was Coastal Carolina the spot for you?
Man, it's just the feeling I got when I came here, and the staff that his first staff, when it came to Travis Trickett, he recruited me at 2 other schools. So this was the third school he recruited me at. And when I got here, it just felt like home. Like, I loved everything about this place, and I couldn't imagine being nowhere else.
And you mentioned it felt like home. I mean, take me through how Miami Beach is different than Myrtle Beach.
Miami beaches are better for sure. I can say that. But it's just the weather. Still being in the South. Just the people, like, everything just felt like home. Like, I took visits other places, and it didn't feel like this.
Yeah.
So I knew this was the place for me.
Focusing on this week now, SIB week, school in Boone. Being here for 3 years, how much have you just noticed how big this rivalry here is to the people in Conway?
So my freshman year, I really didn't understand the rivalry. I didn't know how deep and how passionate it was that we don't like that school. But, like, just being here, this is my third season here. Like, it's a real rivalry game. Like, it's a game that you don't want to miss. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be packed. It's gonna be jumping, and they gonna talk smacking up. But it's like the rivalry is real deep. There's a real tradition behind it. So I love it. I can't wait to play.
Yeah, unfortunately, you didn't get to play in the game last year. Played a little bit in the game 2 years ago in Boone. But how passionate is the team right now? I mean, what's the week of practice been like?
Hard. You know, and we knew it was gonna be. We know it's gonna be hard just because of the team. You know, we don't want to lose this game. So everybody is, like, taking everything up another notch in practice, and that's what we need, because that's gonna help us win. Like, last week, we took it up another notch and we won. So we taking it up another one, just especially for this game. You know what I'm saying? So it just means something totally different. And we take every game, like, we don't treat any other game differently, but this game, it just means a lot more than any other game.
Yeah. Ja'Vin, I'll close it out with the fact that Coastal's 2-1 in conference right now, second in the East. How do you keep the momentum from Saturday going and taking on school in Boone on Saturday?
Just one play at a time. Just let the game come to us and just make sure we eliminate turnovers. Like I said, I trust our defense is going to hold them to little points, if not any. And we just got to take one play at a time and just eliminate turnovers, you know what I'm saying? When we win a turnover battle, we don't lose the game, you know what I'm saying? So just making sure we do the little things right and don't rush anything, just play our game. And once we click, it's going to be a good game for sure.
Yeah. Ja'Vin, we appreciate the time. This was great. Congratulations on a great game on Saturday.
Appreciate you.
And good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
He is fired up about this weekend, and I know that all of Teal Nation is as well. Saturday at 3:30 on the road against the school in Boone on ESPN+. The Chants have won 3 straight against their rival and look to add another one this weekend. It's another packed weekend around Chanticleer athletics. First, our men's soccer team takes on Georgia Southern on Friday at 7 in Statesboro, and women's soccer is at home on Saturday also against Georgia Southern at 5. Big weekend for the volleyball team as 2 top teams in the Sun Belt in the East square off. It's Coastal and JMU, Friday at 6 and Saturday at 2 at the HTC Center. The Chanticleers are undefeated in conference play and look to keep that momentum going this weekend. Men and women's tennis are playing in the ITA Carolina Regionals this weekend in North Carolina, and women's golf is playing in the Evie Odom Invitational in Virginia from Thursday to Saturday. That'll do it for this episode of the Chant Pod presented by Revolution Mortgage. Thanks again to Ja'Vin Simpkins for coming on and building the excitement for what should be another classic on Saturday. I'll talk to you next week, Teal Nation. Sam Wiederhaft signing off. Chant's up.